What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with my own review of Love and Marriage DC. So we're back with Raina and Winter. All Winter is doing is putting Raina on game that somebody's talking about her and her children, and that she needs to check her circle. Okay. Now Raina is overreacting, calling Winter messy that she even has these receipts, but then don't want to call them receipts. The receipts are 2 years old. They're irrelevant. If they were so irrelevant, Raina, then why didn't you respond to Winter when she first reached out to you? And Winter reached out to you privately, off camera, but you waited to get on camera to have this sit down, which means it's a part of your storyline to have an issue with Winter. Got it. But all in all, it was just kind of like Raina is overreacting to what she doesn't want to hear and placing all that on Winter. But Winter said we can never be too careful considering the positions that we're in. And it's not unheard of that you're on a reality show that somebody would dig up dirt about you and want to send it to other people in the cast to spray you. It's not unheard of. It's what they do. Then I remember my old video when I watched the reunion. Everybody admitted on that couch that they all have received information about themselves, about other people, but chose not to believe it. Believe it's all smoke, it's all fake, people want attention. Then why don't you read it off like that, Raina? Why y'all mad because Winter is the one who's receiving this information? Like, this is the thing that's bothering me. Y'all give so much energy to what you guys say is not true. It gives off, it might be true. I mean, Raina, I don't know why you are giving this energy to Winter if it's irrelevant. Like, this is the thing to me. And to me, this is you trying to keep up with having an issue with Winter because of Ashley. That's what it's giving me. And if you're not prepared for people to have comments about your life, how you present yourself on TV, then don't get on a reality show. It is what it is, okay? And then we talk about how they blocked each other. And Winter said, I blocked you because you threatened to beat me up. Raina don't want to take accountability, don't want to admit that she did send out a tweet that is pretty much on site when she sees Winter, and she repeated the tweet. Raina want to say, it could have been a conversation. It didn't mean it like that. Raina, she's not stupid. Winter is not stupid. You better pray you don't see me in these streets. I'm going to show you how mute I am. That's an on-site tweet, Raina. We grown. We are grown. You have no business of speaking like that on Twitter. Like, you can miss me with that. Playing the victim card. Good night. So, Raina gets up and say, this or these are not receipts that you have. You have nothing. You have nothing. Why would you say she don't have nothing when I think she does have something? And why are you getting off the energy that you did not ask for it? You wanted the receipts. These are the receipts. And you're mad. That makes no sense. Why get mad about receipts you asked for? Like, oh my God, I can't. And Raina want to say, we're not friends. We're never going to be friends. Winter said, I'm fine. Move on. That's cool. But if you wanted me to know all we're not going to be is friends, you could send me a text message and a tank of gas. And that's all it really could have been, Raina. You want to do this whole song and dance with Winter for no reason. You left her on red for months. And now on the show, you want to bring it up. Miss me. Good night. So Ashley goes over to her childhood house to talk to her mother about the details in her book. You know, her book is about rediscovering herself, taking accountability, forgiving herself, and her mother should take accountability and read that chapter. But her mother don't want to. Her mother doesn't want to admit to the things that she's done. And we're talking about the time where Ashley was 16 that her mother left, packed up her suitcase, moved out to be with her boyfriend, did not see her for months. But the mom want to act like I left you alone. You act like I left you by yourself. You were here by yourself. You had your sister, you had your god brother. Pretty much not admitting that she did leave, but want to say you weren't alone. Girl, when it comes to Ashley and her mother having this conversation about her mother leaving her for her boyfriend when she was 16 years old, her mother wants to go around and point out the things that she did to hide what she did. Because she say, it's not like I left you alone. You were with your sister, your godbrother was here. You act like I left. I was next door. I was out of town. I was still close by. I wasn't there physically, but I was still there. And it's kind of like, no. No. And you can't use you were grown, so it was okay. It wasn't okay. It gave me the energy that Ashley's mother was a teen mom and she was forced to grow up at a younger age. And she figured by the time she reaches that point where she can put that on her children, then it could relieve her of her responsibilities of still being a parent. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's what my mindset is telling me. And all Ashley wants her mother to do is admit it. You left your 16-year-old daughter by herself to be with your man. You put your man in first for in front of your family. You put him as priority. But then that all changed when the boyfriend who she left to be with when Ashley was 16 ended up leaving her when Ashley had her first son. Now she wants to step up and be the grandmother to her grandchildren versus then keeping up with stepping up to be a mother to Ashley. And that's kind of funny. After all these years, he got you to leave your daughter at 16, but he couldn't convince you to leave your grandchildren. And he left you. That man was all about him, and he wanted you to be all about him because you were supposed to be just for him. You weren't supposed to have this. It gave me the impression that he didn't like being with a woman with kids, but he still wanted you. And he didn't like that you came with a package deal. So he wanted to manipulate you into thinking, she good. She don't need you. You done all you can. She's 16. She can take care of herself. That's just while she left, she still paid the bills. But that still wasn't enough of you not being there because you made sure the lights were on. I had food, but you weren't there. Again, that's like covering of what you weren't doing. Yeah, you still did your part as being a provider, but you weren't there mentally, emotionally, physically. You know what I'm saying? And then she wants to turn on the tears by saying that I loved you, I loved your sister more than anything in this world. I love my brother, I love my sister. But Ashley wasn't saying that she didn't love you or that you didn't love her. That's not what she's saying. I'm just saying that at that point in my life where you should have been there, you weren't there. So the mother wanted to know why didn't she talk about it? She said because we weren't talking about things like this growing up. We talked about irrelevant stuff, things that didn't matter. That's what we did. But then when it came down to how I grew up, you made everything my fault. Then the mother agreed, yeah, because you was bad. How is it that you're turning it on her that she was a bad child to cover up that you decided to leave your child? Two, that don't make no sense. Her being a child, whether she was 5, 10, 11, she did some bad things, doesn't cover up the fact that you decided to pack your suitcase and leave your 16-year-old child to be with your man. That still don't cover up. That's not any better than what you did. And she can't even say sorry. You can't even say sorry that you left your daughter for a man. You can't even do that. And it's been 15 years since that. And Ashley's been the main one to be strong, be patient, be more mature. But that's not, I didn't need to do that. And the fact that you were gone when I was 16, 17, approaching my senior year of high school, I needed my mother there. How did I feel walking into my senior year of high school and my mother wasn't there? So the mother wants to guilt Ashley by saying that because I wasn't there, I didn't do nothing for you. I paid for your broadcasting class. I made sure you had this. You can't say that I didn't take care of you. You can't say I wasn't providing for you. Listen, those things are not as important as you being there physically. That's the important. You buying me shoes, you making sure my hair gets done, making sure I got good clothes. It does not equate as my mother being physically there for me throughout everything. That's kind of like my situation. My father would think that him buying me an iPod that I didn't want because I wanted a different one, him taking me out to get something to eat, was him being a parent. No. Just because you popped in every once in a while to buy me something doesn't mean that you're showing up to be a parent. You're not there every day. My mother was there every single day, waking me up for school, helping me with my homework, making sure I got nice clothes, making sure I look neat, there for me when I cry, there for me when I'm happy. That's a parent who's there for everything. Not just for when it suits you, when it benefits you, it makes you look good. No. Being a parent is not like a clock in, clock out. It's an all day, everyday job, 24/7. And at some point, when Ashley turned 16, her mother was ready to clock out. Her mother was ready to just be done. Because she felt like it's now my time. I've done all I can. She can figure it out on her own. That's what it sounds like to me. And all of this is still guilting Ashley that you can have husbands, you can have children, but you'll never have a mother like me. I will always be your mother. But that's still not the same thing. If you want to tell me all I have is you, when I have my husband and my children to make me happy, you're not about to guilt Ashley into thinking that if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't be here. But if it wasn't for you doing what you did, Ashley wouldn't be the woman she is today. So all of this argument of her taking accountability didn't go nowhere. It left Ashley in tears that her mother will never admit to the things that she's done that impacted Ashley in the life that she's had now. By the time she was 16 to the age she is now, her mother would never admit what she's done. And it bothered me after seeing Ashley cry that her mother said she had to forgive. Her mother told Ashley she had to forgive and let it go. And the conversation was over. Why are you telling Ashley she needs to forgive and let it go? Because you already blocked it out of your mind because you don't want to accept accountability. You don't want to accept responsibility that you abandoned your child because you want to be selfish. To me, that goes to show you that there are some people in this world who shouldn't have children. I'm sorry, it's bad to say, but if you want to wait until the child reaches a certain age where you want to stop being a parent, then you shouldn't have had kids because you will never stop being a parent. Never. Even if your child turns 18, 35, 45, 50, 60, you will never stop being a parent. Never. If this isn't what you wanted to do, you shouldn't have had kids. Sorry. That's what that was to me. And it made me realize how Ashley is. Ashley can't trust women for the things like this. She has a certain vision of how a woman is, and she will cut it off if she feels like that. So I'm gonna move on from that. Joy and Cliff, they go to an oil shop. Cliff is doing this beard oil. You know, it's for the men, and the women find it good. They like how it smells. It feels good. Can I use it for my hair, for my skin? Joy does the same thing. Then they're talking about the wedding. Joy hasn't been moving forward with planning the wedding as far as like what to do, the preparation, because she never had a dream of having a wedding. Clifton thought because that dream was about to become a reality. You know, the fairy tale wedding, feeling like Cinderella. But no, Joy never had the dream of having a wedding at all. That's just something she never wanted. But she wants to marry him. That's a given. I want to be with you. And she also is looking at it how their situation is. They got together on TV. They got engaged on TV. Is it automatic we have to have a big wedding on TV? Could that be just for us? Clifton said he understands both sides, but he kind of want to see her in the white gown, have the whole venue, the whole wedding celebration. But I'm looking at Clifton like he likes the attention of being on the show. He likes the status that he's in of being a public figure after being on Rated Love. So he wants to keep that going. And he figured since we did get together on TV, we did get engaged on TV, I think we owe it to our audience, owe it to our viewers by giving them a wedding. But does that mean you want to marry Joy, that you love Joy, or you just want the fame and the attention from the wedding? Because that's where Joy is. She wants him to be considerate of her understanding and her wishes of not wanting a big wedding. I mean, y'all can have a private ceremony and have the reception on camera. That can be good, but I want us to still be in a place where we're together. You want the same things that I want. I mean, she already given up a lot to be with him. She stopped traveling for singing. She's about to be a bonus stepmom to his children. I think he should understand how she feels about not wanting a big wedding, you know? But we're going to move on from that. We're back with Ashley. Her best friend Alicia is pulling up. Quick calls her to say she still don't know about a surprise birthday party. Yes, she don't know. And he wanted to make sure that Alicia is on time because Alicia and Ashley have a tendency of being late. So we talk about her going to her childhood home, and the conversations with her mother did not go well. Her mother would not accept accountability to the part where she played when leaving her when she was 16, and Alicia was there. Alicia moved in with Ashley when she was 16. She saw everything. So how do you go from hearing your mother calling you a bad child to her not handling her responsibilities as a mother. And knowing that this pivotal moment of her life at 16 paved the way to how she is now, how she mothers her children, how she's a wife to her husband, how she's a woman, period. And Alicia tells her, look, at some point, you might not ever get the apology you're deserving. You might not ever get the accountability that you want from her, because she is who she is. She will always stay in that space where she didn't do nothing wrong, and you have to let that go. You know the truth. I know the truth. Everybody knows the truth, but she's still stuck in where she's at. And I think you should just let it be. Accept that you won't receive certain apologies. And that's what Ashley is. Like, I'm just going to accept it and move forward and not let that hold me back no more. And they toast to being friends for 24 years. And happy 37th birthday to Ashley. Orena. Orena is at her home with Jamie. Her mother is cooking downstairs. And since Jamie is retired, he's now interrupting Orena's routine of doing her morning runs, handling business, doing her stuff. Because all Jamie wants to do is party. Eat crab every day, go to Taco Tuesday, happy hour, all this and that. And then she tells him the conversation about Winter. The receipts that she said she had, she didn't have. And then talking about Jason. What's said about Jason? That we didn't raise him. We sent him off to school. And then our mother came and helped raise him. They want to erase the fact that somebody mentioned it and say, oh, we can't give him an education. Not the point, Jamie. We're not saying that he didn't deserve an education. What we're saying is there is somebody in your circle that is clocking how fake you guys are presenting on the show, as if you guys were such, like, you guys were, standing parents, the picture perfect family of being there for them kids, making sure they're good, while we're seeing you yell at Jamie and calling him a bum and how he's a spoiled brat. That's what we're seeing, Jamie. We're seeing this perfection that you guys are showing us on the screen. And somebody is clocking that you guys are not perfect. You guys have problems. You guys have issues. You guys have done things. That's the thing for me. And I don't like the way that Orena twisted the conversation as if Winter is saying these things, but that's not what Winter was doing. Winter was reading off information that was sent to her, that somebody knows that you guys weren't the stand-up parents as you guys present yourselves to be. You guys did send Jason off to school, and you guys probably did have your mother come in and raise him so y'all can run the streets. Somebody is saying that because somebody got true tea on y'all. So the energy that she's putting on Winter, I don't like it. Then the whole thing about Jason is y'all can't keep using y'all kids as a storyline, because that's bothering me. We see the whole thing break down with Jamie, and y'all putting Jason in the mix. So now Jamie want to say, why did you meet up with her? All this time, you kept her on red. You didn't respond. Why meet up with her? She said, because when it comes down to the kids, I have to speak up. Orena, you could have spoken up when she sent you the message the first time. If it was about your kids, you waited until you got on camera to then get upset. And then you said the receipts she has weren't receipts. Which one is it? And, at the same time they're having this conversation, her mother is yelling for them to come down and eat the food that she made. Then Jamie, he wants to have a conversation with Winter and explain how he feels and say, don't feed into it. She's another troll. If she's a troll, Jamie, then what are you and your son? Because y'all have constantly written long paragraphs to tell us what we're seeing is not what we're seeing. We're being too invested. We're thinking too much about it. Y'all can leave it alone. Y'all can miss me with that. Don't try to defend what we're seeing is not what we're seeing. Miss me. And how life is too short. And then this is also another thing that bothered me. When Orena said that her mama had been cooking breakfast every single day, your mama lived there with y'all, or she got her own house? And your mama has a scrub uniform. Is she a nurse? Why is she cooking breakfast for y'all every single day? She shouldn't be doing that. Y'all, and she in your house. You need to make her a plate. My mother will never come in my house and she's making me breakfast. No, I am making breakfast for my mother. My mother gets the queen treatment, okay? Then I'm finding out more that y'all definitely treated Jamie as if he didn't have to do nothing but be a provider. Because Orena and her mama have been doing laundry for the last 25 years. She washed the laundry. Her mother folded the laundry. She cooked. She cleaned. all of that. And now since he is retired, he can now pick up the slack of making sure the home is clean. But he said, you do it so well. It gave me Marceau vibes. That all Jamie needed to do was provide, be the one to pay all the bills, and that's it. He did not have to learn how the house was ran. He needs to learn how to prepare for his kids when they would need something. He didn't know how to wash the clothes or clean the house. He didn't know how the routine was because all he had to do was pay the bills. That's not the mindset that I got right now. If you're living here, you're sleeping here, like we all are, you're going to pull your weight around here. You're going to know how to wash these dishes. You're going to know how to pick up a plate. You're going to know how to cook a meal. You're going to know how to cut the grass. You're going to learn how to do some things. So they definitely treated Jamie like a king because all he had to do was work. I don't like that. And that's pretty much why he thinks that he can bully and bulldoze people into doing what he wants them to do because he paid the bills. But then he gets mad because he paid the bills that they want to live their own lives. I can't. I can't. Can't. And now Arena is stuck. She can't go freely as she used to because Jamie's all up on her now. So we get to Ashley's surprise party. Quick had a lot of help with Alicia, Ashley's assistant, because he wants to make this special for Ashley, even though Ashley is not easily surprised. Now, when he got everybody together in that space that he planned for the party, she pulled up in the car, not surprised because she figured it was two things. One, nobody called me to hang out. Nobody said happy birthday to me. Either y'all fucked up individuals or y'all planning a surprise party for me. So when she walked through the door, she couldn't even fake a gasp to say, "Oh my God." She just smiled and said, I just smiled and looked like I knew y'all was here. And you got Quick flailing up and down, happy to see her. Surprise, all this and that. I figured she could at least, be a little bit more surprised. But even though, like Quick said, she's intuitive, she's psychic, she knows everything. Then he gets on the mic to say, this is about my wife, my partner, my everything, I'm super happy for her. She's doing her book thing, being an author. And then while having a good time at her party, Angela gets on the phone and she receives some devastating news. Alicia got into a car accident. Now the whole time, Angela, she's crying because she's like, Alicia's car is totaled, but she's okay. And Quick wants to know, is she okay? Because it's affecting him too. That's not just Ashley's best friend. That's like his sister. And he was kind of like, we're not going to let her know right now. I don't want this to ruin her night. I'm going to let her know when we get home. Because I already know how Ashley is, so we're just going to keep this under wraps. Don't say anything, okay? So, of course, she's looking around. I see everybody else but my best friend. Where is Alicia? Now, trying to get her mind off that, they talked about Joy and Clifton. Where are they? They're out of town. Then they talk about Joy. Quick didn't get a chance to meet Joy, but Ashley likes Joy. And Black and Sherelle, they talk about knowing Joy and that Ashley and Joy was on a live together. But then when Sherelle tried to get in on the live, she was blocked. Don't know why she was blocked. And Black started talking about how, they were in a band together, Mambo Sauce, and he felt that Joy felt the way that he didn't date her friend at the time, her best friend or her very close friend that she got along with in the band. He said that she felt the way that when him and Sherelle got serious, the friend got upset. But to me, Black was lying. Black was lying about Joy not liking the fact that he dumped her friend to be with Sherelle. It's something else happening, and based off what happened based off of what was the sneak peek, that not only did he date Joy's friend, but he was also dating Sherelle at the same time. But something else happened in the midst of that, and it is wondering, why did Joy care so much? And I'm wondering, what does it have to do with her blocking Sherelle? She don't know Sherelle, unless Sherelle was acting as if she did not know that he was still in a situation with her friend, and she wanted to come in and be like, I'm the main one now, possibly have words with Joy. I don't know. We're going to find that next episode. Because why would Joy care of who you're dating? She wasn't dating you. You weren't dating her. Why should she care? But if you are hurting my friend and you are playing my friend, then I got a problem with that. But we're going to find out next episode. Then Arena being messy, mentioning Joy at her house. that she felt the way about Ashley and Alicia were coming at her about having a speaking engagement, speaking to our single mothers, right? Now, to me, this is still the same thing. Ashley was not letting Joy explain herself because all Ashley was doing, no, all Joy was wondering and wanting was a congratulations. Because you're coming at her as if she can't give advice to single mothers. And she can because she's not a single mother. And it was funny to me how in this tone, Ashley was giving advice. That how could you come from a place of being a single mother if you're not a single mother? When you're a single mother, that means everybody who you put in your kids' lives, that kid has to come first, period. But Ashley, you said last episode, you couldn't give advice to a single mother because you're not a single mother. You're a married mother. But in this breath, you could. And Ashley thought she did give a congratulations, but maybe they didn't show it. But that's not the energy that Joy felt. Y'all was coming at her so hard that she couldn't give advice because she's not a single mother. Or she's not a mother, period. And I was just kind of like, well, I don't think y'all gave her the ability to explain herself. All she said was she was invited to speak. Don't know what the whole intel of the event was. I was invited to speak for a Rated Love segment because I found my love on a show. And not knowing that it could have been a whole panelist of other people who were a part of the show who did ask to come back, that could have been a different person who is married, a person who is a single parent. We never got that part because Ashley and Alicia was so quick to tell Joy you are in no position to go to a speaking engagement and speaking about being a single parent because you're not one. That's the whole thing for me. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole time while they were talking, you could see Sherelle rolling her eyes. And I'm like, it must be something between Sherelle and Joy because they got issues, okay? Now, they take shots. Jamie is drunk right now. And he wanted to give kudos to Quick for talking to Lil Jamie because the message that Jamie was trying to get across to Lil Jamie, it didn't connect, but another person gave the same message and it connected. But then Arena had a conversation with Lil Jamie. Apparently, Lil Jamie sent Arena a message that he didn't want to be here. He feels like I don't deserve to be here. So he's having suicidal thoughts, suicide energy. He's thinking about harming himself. And Jamie, who don't want to understand that his son could be severely depressed, emotionally unstable, dealing with a whole bunch of mental health issues, he calls him a bum. And I'm like, wait a minute. He's a spoiled brat. I was like, whoa, Jamie. So they were like, wait a minute, Jamie, you can't say that. Ashley said, listen, I've been called the worst by my parents. I've been called the worst by my mother. Excuse me, and it is not a good feeling that when you're trying to do good, you're trying to do better, it's one part of you. It's something that you're not doing that's making them happy, that they want to keep on poking and poking and poking because you're not doing what they want you to do. You're not doing it. There's an area where you're thinking you're excelling and they make you feel like you're not excelling. Like, so the fact that you want to call your son a bum in front of everybody, that's not good. And hearing that he's not meant to be here, Jamie don't want to listen. He is literally crying to his mother for help and that he is not here. He is severely depressed. He needs help. Jamie wrote it off as he's been saying this for 8 years. He just wants some attention. Listen. He's doing all of this for attention. Is he doing it for attention, Jamie? Or you just don't want to admit at some point in your child's upbringing you failed, but you don't want to admit that you failed. You want to place all the blame on what he's not doing with his life as if you held no part in how he has been molded to this person until now. I feel like you standing up like a fool, telling everybody your son is a bum. That's you wanting attention. So Quick was like, it's very insensitive for a father to believe that his son is trying to harm himself as a need for attention. That's not something I agree with because you never know until it happens. You can keep on writing off as if he ain't going through no trouble. He ain't got no mental illness. He fine. He just needs some attention. That's all it was. You gonna get a phone call from a concerned call that you will never expected that your son harmed himself. So I don't think you should be laughing and writing off your son's feelings, writing your son's problems right now. I don't think you should. Then he keeps on talking about and did that. So with him writing off as if he's been waiting for Jamie to show him something different, you saying this, you saying that, but you haven't done nothing. You just never know. Like, we're dealing with a time that you never know when somebody can reach that breaking point where they want to give up and try to harm themselves. You just never know. Okay. And you might want to be careful writing off your son's feelings because you might end up getting a phone call that you never expected. And for him to keep on saying 90s kids are all the same, they all spoiled, blah, blah, blah. I want to be doing this and that. I'm like, can you stop blaming the 90s generation? I'm a 90s baby and I worked hard for what I got. Nothing came free when I was growing up. I learned the value of hard work. I learned the value of a dollar. Jamie, you need to look in your mirror. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you were not there when your child was growing up. You were working. And you figured since you took care of them by giving them all they want, all the clothes, all the shoes, all the games, were you there mentally? Were you there physically? Were you there emotionally? No, you weren't. You were there to provide, but you did not care. You did not show warmth. You didn't show support. You didn't show any empathy because you are an emotionally unavailable being. That's what you are. And for you to be so vocal about how you feel about your son in front of these people says a lot. And stop saying that these kids are entitled because of this, because of this. There is a way where you can teach your kids to be loved and cared for and not have them grow up to be spoiled, entitled brat. There's a way. That's why I was asking, when at some point did Arena and Jamie fall? Did you guys care so much about Jason because he was disabled? You just giving Jamie whatever he wanted, and by the time he reached adulthood, you're tired now from giving everything he wanted because you never taught him how to do it for himself. You never taught him. And you're mad now that he's at this age where he doesn't know what he want to do with his life because you guys did not instill that in him. Y'all took care of everything. Was it a way to make up for the times where you wasn't there for him? Like, let me know. Let me know. Please. And now, since everybody's giving their opinions to tell Jamie he's wrong for saying how his kid is a spoiled brat, he's not crying for help, he's not doing this, he's feeling attacked. I'm like, how are you feeling attacked? If you're ganging up on your son, calling him a bum and a spoiled brat, and these people are telling you stop talking about your child in this way, you want to say now I'm being ganged up on. Now I'm the villain. You are the villain, but nobody was ganging up on you. You just didn't want them to tell you what they want to hear. And if you're not going to be open and hear other people's opinions about how you're talking about your child, then don't talk about your child to other people. Because that's what you're doing right now, Jamie. You're giving license to people who don't know you, who don't know Jamie, could say a whole bunch of stuff about you. Just like it was the last episode. Quick wanting to compare how little Jamie is at 26 and don't want his son at 14 to be like Jamie. All because of what he has been hearing about him, what he's been told about him. Same with Ashley. What Arena told him about Jamie. Since they don't know him, y'all need to be careful who y'all are explaining your child's problems to. Then Jamie ends up saying, they want to tell me what I'm not doing, how I'm wrong, but they don't know Jamie. They haven't been around little Jamie for more than a year. You can't tell me about my son. There's nothing you can tell me about my son. If there's nothing for anybody to tell you about your son, stop giving people license to talk about your son, i.e., don't get on a reality show to showcase how you got problems with your son. Don't place your son as your storyline because y'all got problems. And you want to post pictures about how it's all good. I love my family. If it wasn't my father, I wouldn't be here type of crap. Y'all can miss me with that. Stop defending what we're not seeing. We are seeing that you guys are constantly in the midst of defending this perfect image that you guys are trying to portray on this show, and it's cracking. We're seeing the cracks. And you guys want to say we're being too invested, we're thinking too hard, y'all don't know us, y'all never know us. Then don't get on a reality show then. Because we can see clear as day what's been happening in your household. Make it make sense for me. Okay? Then Ashley reveals that she overdosed on Motrin. And he didn't hear it. She said he don't want to hear nothing. He wants to be in his feelings, that he's in the right, that he wants to keep on saying his son's a spoiled brat. Ashley doesn't like that Jamie is saying that all of this is for attention for little Jamie, because Ashley talked about a suicide attempt when she was younger, and 20 years later, she attempted to do the same thing as an adult. The same feeling kept building up. Even when she was a teenager and she felt that energy, she didn't want to say nothing because people thought she would have been doing it for attention. It's crazy how when you're having a cry for help, people look at your behavior, look at how you're moving as if You don't deserve to have a cry for help. You don't look like you need a cry for help. You don't look like you need support. You don't look like you need a shoulder to cry on because you got it. But you want to come at us now? Oh, you want some attention. No. That's why you need to have open conversations about how you're feeling, because you just never know. The face of depression is not always happy. It's not always sad. It's you never know. Somebody could be smiling and happy, have a life that is just full of energy and happiness and love and care, but they will be dying inside and you can never tell. So the fact that Jamie is not understanding, is not reading the fact that his son does need help, it's crazy how he wants to just let his child just fend for himself. You don't stop being a parent when your child turns 18. Exactly. You don't. I'm 29 years old, and my parents still parent me. My parents still give me advice when I ask it, when I don't ask for it. And I listen because they know more than me. They're wiser than me. So this conversation is over. Ashley's done with this. Wonder where her best friend is. Quick finally tells Ashley that Alicia got into a car accident. Her car is totaled, but she's okay. Taking all of this information in, she's like, wait a minute. What? You're telling me the most important person in my life is in a car accident and you waited till now to tell me? Because he didn't want to ruin her birthday. He wanted her to have a good night and maybe talk to her later when they get home or the next day. Now, Ashley is not hearing him because he keeps on saying, she's okay, she's okay. Ashley was like, let me just sit on this for a second. The most important person in the world to me. I didn't say she's not here, but she's hurt. She's in a car accident. Is she okay? He says she's okay, but it's still not enough. She wants to see her. She's calling her. She's not answering. We will check on her. And she tells Quick, I'm not you. Okay, I can't just write off my feelings. I can't just be stoned. I'm worried about my friend. Forget my birthday. I'm worried about my friend. I want to go see her. And why is she answering her phone? She could be in shock after being in a car accident. I didn't say that feeling. I've been in a couple of car accidents myself. I was so stoned, I couldn't move. And when I got home, I broke that I was in a car accident. I cannot believe it. So his demeanor of being so nonchalant and cold and not having any emotions. She said, let me take a moment and breathe quick. Just give me this. And then she said, I'm not you because you have fucked up friends. You don't have no real friends. And walks off. I was like, damn, for real? She said, my friends are not fucked up. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Because you don't have no real friends. You don't have nothing. I just want to, let me just be me quick. Let me just be me. In this instinct, I felt two ways. Ashley was concerned about her friend, which I understood, but she took her anger out on Quick when all he was trying to do was calm her down and tell her Alicia is okay and she's fine. We will check on her. What you want to do? You want to leave? You want to cancel the party? You want to go see her? What you want to do? All of this is a lot for Ashley to take in. You know what I'm saying? I just found out my friend, my best friend, got into a car accident. I cannot get in touch with her. You're telling me what I need to do or what I should do, and I don't know because I'm just stuck. So she pretty much called him out. See, Ashley cuts Quick with the quickness. She cuts him off deep. She did it with his mother. Now she's doing it how he ain't got no friends. He got fucked up friendships. I'm like, damn, Ashley. It's giving me more that all of the projection that her mother put on her, all of the bad words, all of the commenting about Ashley being bad, all of that sunk in, and Ashley tends to lash out to other people. And she does it to her husband a lot. But man, that was something. After that, I'm like, what? No. But yeah, that was the end of the episode right there. I enjoyed it. It was a good episode. I'm loving the season. It's more stories. It's building. It's not targeted on one person, one specific item, one specific issue. Everybody got something going on. It's flowing. Next episode, it looks like it's going to be a good one as well. I cannot wait. But y'all, that's it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.